Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar host, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, and Bogman. On Deck podcast is sponsored by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on the Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB, and download the app in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. You will not regret it. Everything you need to build your winning lineups, from the optimizer to the chat rooms to the value tools and much, much more, in the palm of your hands. And if you play golf, if you play football, which you'll want to do because Bogman and I have you covered there as well. You got MMA and much, much more. Everything you can play on a daily fantasy site in the palm of your hands. So check that out. You can find myself, Bubba, on Twitter at BDentric, and my co-host is always on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how we doing, my friend?
I'm done with Zach Greinke. I'm out.
Welcome to the party. Welcome.
Yep, I am done.
Cleanse yourself
to figure out Zach Greinke. You know, I laid off. I suggested him a couple times. He was good. I then laid off for a little bit, and he was rough. And I figured, what better time to come back than after he's thrown an 8-inning, 1-run game, a complete game shutout, whatever it was. It was I know it was 17 innings in 2 starts. He had been looking real great, and he got absolutely smashed by the Red Sox, and then the Red Sox got smashed by the Astros as well. So it was a fun game to watch if you put your money on offense there. But Greinke was bad. But at least I got Mike Minor. He was really solid tonight.
Yeah, Minor was solid. Trevor Rogers was outstanding. We didn't get Scherzer because that game got rained out, unfortunately. But what we did get was the fish. The fish went off as I was hoping for. So that was very, very beautiful. If you're in the chat rooms, or you listened to the show, or you checked out content, whatever you did, you saw the LineStar folks were on the fish. So that was
I've
beautiful.
got a question for you.
Yes.
Your life is on the line, and you have to have one guy pitch a complete game shutout. Are you going with Chichi Gonzalez or Matt Harvey?
I'll go Matt Harvey, because even if he gives up 12 runs, or it has to be a complete game shutout, you said?
No, just a complete game.
Oh, I'll go Harvey, because he can probably throw 300 pitches.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going Harvey as well. It's just like, how does he keep a job? How does Chichi or Harvey keep a job? You got give it to somebody else. These guys have not worked.
No.
You know?
And I hate to break it to people, but we have a couple guys on tonight's slate that fit the mold. So we're going to go back to attack mode on a couple guys too, but we also have a lot of aces on tonight's slate. And so we're going to get popping on this one early, because we have 13 games to break down for you. 2 teams have the day off, weirdly, on a Friday. We have a Wrigley day game, so not on the main slate. We have 13 games.
I'm going to be at a game.
Yes, you're going to be you're going to be in Arizona for Shohei Ohtani. Fun night. 4 dudes watching a ball game. Nothing to see here.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. But what I did want to mention is there's a couple spots with some scattered showers. Don't look like a big deal. Should be fine. There is one spot, though. Washington and the Giants, 70% chances of rain. So can we get back-to-back washouts? Back-to-back washouts, potentially. We could have maybe a Saturday and a Sunday doubleheader. This could be so much fun. Much fun.
It's just like, when are they going to implement the rule? When you build a new stadium, you put a roof on it. Retractable or whatever. Don't care. Yep. Put a roof on it. Make sure that we're going to get all these games in. Postponements are that they should be going the way of the dodo, because we should have a roof on every stadium. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Like, the roof is on fire. Like, that's what we need. But make sure there's a roof there. Very simple stuff.
Right.
So yeah, keep an eye on that one. We might have a 12-game slate, but at least we have options. The 6-game to a 5-game slate made some players extremely chalky on Thursday. Won't be as bad, because we have some aces on the mound. We have some nice value plays and some great stacks. So let's get at it, Bogman. We'll break down this 13-game slate as we always do. And we'll do it again. We did it yesterday, so we shouldn't have to spend too much time on it. But Giants at the Nationals, we have Desclafani versus Scherzer again. Desco is 64 on DK, 7,000 on FanDuel. Scherzer 11.5 on DK, 11,000 on FanDuel. I think we like Scherzer. You could go Disco as a discount, but I don't think you need to as much on this slate as you did on Thursday, and the bat situation. So I don't think much changed in my mind, Boggs.
No, nothing pretty much changed for me. It's Scherzer always in play. Desclafani, like you said, my note on him is a little less in play on a bigger slate. So I'm absolutely with you, and we're sticking to the same bats that we had yesterday. You know, their prices changed, but all of the PVB data is still the same. Bell pretty good against Desclafani. Same thing with Zimmerman and Turner and Castro. And then there's cheap options here. Posey was not cheap, but he is an option, 5,000, 3,300. He's been great. Lamont Wade is actually priced up on DK today, 4,000, 2,200 on FanDuel, and your boy Steven Duggar, 33 and 23 on either site.
Yeah, my value giants are starting to get expensive. This isn't fun anymore. Like, stop it.
Keep hitting.
Yes.
You know.
They've earned it. I'm not going to say they haven't earned it, but it's like, stop it, guys. Just stop it. All right, Atlanta at the Miami Marlins, the hitting Marlins, the fighting fish. I don't know whatever else you want to go with. Charlie Morton, Sandy Alcantara, over under 7 on this one. Morton 7,500 on DK, 83 on FanDuel. Alcantara 9K on both sites. Alcantara's been pretty darn good. Hiccups here and there, but overall very, very good. So I can see him as a contrarian play if he needed to. Morton, I just don't trust him because he walks too many guys and doesn't go deep into games. So I don't mind if you want to go fish bats, but it's Alcantara or maybe a pass on this game for me.
Yeah, I mean, Morton, his last start was April 14th against Miami. 6 innings pitched with 9 strikeouts, which is a season high, but he did give up 5. So probably not interested in Morton for me either. But yeah, like you said, it's these fish that have been hitting, man. Marte 46.39 went yard. Aguilar 41.29 has been good. Jazz went yard tonight, 46 and 31. Freeman is still expensive. He went yard, but he's actually. Is this price right? Did I put this in wrong on FanDuel?
I'll have to check while you talk. Let me pull that
Freddie
up.
Freeman,
that is crazy cheap if it is. Like,
I must have put it in wrong.
Is it supposed to be 38 maybe?
Yeah, because I got it at 28. I must be wrong on that. No. But Ozzy Albies 43 and 34. Acuna is always in play, and Austin Riley 44 and 29 is in play as well. So yeah, I can't imagine that is the correct price on Freddie. Did you find it?
It's loading as we speak. It's taking a sweet time, but I don't. Freddie Freeman is $2,800 on FanDuel.
Okay,
Nikes.
I guess I was right about that. So Freddie is going to be in a lot of lineups tonight at 2,800. So
wow, yeah, he's been struggling, and sure, he went deep off of theirs, but 28 bones. That's cheap, folks.
Get him in there.
Just for fun now. I'm going to look at the rest of these bats here. Okay, Acuna's still expensive.
Albies, yeah, the rest of them seem pretty decent.
Normal. They're normal. Okay. I was like, did they screw up the whole team? Because that happens once in a while on FanDuel. And you're just like, okay, fly to a flame. Like we go. So that's interesting with Freeman. Good catch on that one at $2,800. Alcantara is interesting. Fish, very much. Like, if anything, even on the bigger slates, Marte and Chisholm, small stacks, one-offs, like they're so good right now. Like you just keep churning them out there. But if you want to stack it up with Aguilar and Duvall and company, I have no ride them while they're hot. Enjoy it. And they'll be much lower owned tonight in this big slate. So something else to keep in mind. Baltimore at Tampa Bay. We got Keegan Aiken versus Ryan Yarborough. Over under of 8 in this one. Aiken's 5K on DK, 58 on FanDuel. Yarborough 77 and 79. I will say this much, Bogman. Aiken as a punt SP2 on DK is very intriguing for me.
I'll give that to you. You know, this is only his 3rd start, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pass on him. I'm actually a little more interested in Yarborough, even though I'm not going to use him. There's too many other better options on the slate, but he is coming off his best game of the year, complete game against the Yankees. Last time out against Baltimore earlier in the year, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. So Yarborough just doesn't have the K upside, so I'm not really interested. If you want to go, they can. I get it. I'm going to be a pass. Bats in this game. Trey Mancini 5 for 17 against Yarborough with 2 doubles and 2 homers. So 4 of his 5 hits have gone for extra bases. That's a 294 average. Cedric Mullins 37-36, still cheap. Ryan Mountcastle 33 and 29. Once again, still cheap. Santander 29 and 28. You love that one, Bub. And DJ Stewart 24 and 23. How are you going to get out of the night without doing at least one Baltimore stack?
Oh, we're going to have some Baltimore action. Don't worry. The swinging O's are taking a road trip to Tampa Bay, and we are playing some Orioles because a couple things. Yarborough's good, but when Yarborough's off, he's not going to overpower you. And the golden rule, after a shutout like that pitch count, you attack.
Yeah.
You attack. Like literally, there's no like data points on this, but just more often than not every time, more often than not, it works very well for you. So I like the Baltimore bats, very affordable, helps you get 2 of the big dogs on the mound. I like that a ton. But if you want Aiken as a punt, he went 5 innings in his last start, went 4 2/3 prior to that. He's got you basically 14 or more DK points in both starts, so it means he's putting up 20 plus fantasy or FanDuel points. But I wouldn't use him on FanDuel. DK only as an SP2, but give me those Orioles bats, Mountcastle, Mullins, Santander, even Mancini you mentioned is cheaper. If you want to go really crazy, Franco's dirt cheap, and he can always run into one. So, yeah, big fan of the O's, as I usually am pretty much every night. I need to go get my O's hat. I just need to go do it. Very simple stuff. All right, Chicago White Sox at the Detroit Tigers. Giolito, Skubal, over-under of 8. Giolito 10-1 on DK, 10-7 on FanDuel. Skubal 69 on DK, 87 on FanDuel. Gio seems to be slowly getting back to where things should be. Skubal's been outstanding and dominated these White Sox the last time out. And this White Sox bats have been, they put up some runs on Thursday, been overall quiet. Are you on both these guys? One guy, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you can play Giolito, I think, but because there's other options here, if I'm paying up, it ain't gonna be for Giolito. I'm just gonna pay up for DeGrom, who we'll get to later. But 3 of his last 4 have been quality. His last start against Detroit was on April 27th, 6 2/3, 4 earned, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks. Like you mentioned, Skubal, 4 starts in a row with 2 or fewer earned runs. Only gotten 6 innings pitched twice so far this year, though, so he's not going deep. But his last start was at Chicago, and he had 11 strikeouts in 5 innings and only gave up 1 earned. That was a homer by Tim Anderson, though. Tim Anderson against Skubal is 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a bomb. So he sees the ball well out of Skubal's hand for whatever reason. Little PVB data against Giolito too. Scope 6 for 21, a double and a homer. 6 for 20 for Miggy with 2 homers. 4 for 14 for Goodrum with a double and a homer. And then the other guys that have been hot. Haas still swinging it hot. Willie Castro's been picking it up a little bit. 28 and 2000. Andrew Vaughn's in there at 36 and 22. So there's some bats to be had here, but I kind of like Skubal. And I love Tim Anderson.
Yeah, Skubal, 2 earned runs or less in the 4 starts, as you mentioned. 8 or more Ks in each start. Has 37 Ks in 21 innings pitched in his last 4 starts. That'll get it done. That'll get it done in a big, big way. So at that price point, like if he's striking guys out like that, he doesn't have to go deep, could give up some runs, and still pays it off. So I don't mind going back to Skubal as a punt play. Giolito's always in play. You mentioned there's some other options close by that definitely check the box as good plays. So you might get a lower owned Giolito if you want. It's pretty much pitchers, or I just watch this game. I don't know if I'm going to force any bats in this one.
Well, Anderson's not bad.
No, you can definitely take some one-offs. I definitely won't be stacking this game. I know that for a fact. I'll be pointing elsewhere, like maybe this next game. Colorado Rockies at the Cincinnati Reds. This one checks some boxes for me. No total on this one. We have Kyle Freeland coming back into action here. 55 on both sides. Then it's Tyler Mahle, 79 on DK, 85 on FanDuel. You get the Road Rockies. I know it's Great American Small Park, but Mahle at $7,900 could be a nice little SP2 on DK Boggs.
Yeah, he's gotten back on track since his 7 earned run blow up.
He faced an elite offense.
Right. Allowed 2 earned runs in his last 3 starts. I really like him here. I'm with you. So there's a little PVB data against him, not a ton. 4 for 6 for Blackman with a triple. 4 for 10 for McMahon with a double, a triple, and a homer. So 3 of his 4 hits have gone for extra bases. 3 for 6 for Hampson with a triple against Mahle. But there's hot hitters. I mean, anytime you want to play Winker, you can. India 42 and 3,000. I mean, and look, Freeland ain't gonna last long. So you can stack Reds bats here if you want, for sure.
Yeah, this is a game that I like Mahle, as you mentioned, but the Reds bats, big fan here. Castellanos 48 on DK, and on the good old FanDuel website here, he is 4,200. So he's priced up, but he's been absolutely outstanding. He's hitting like 340 something this year. Crushes left-handed pitching. Like you mentioned, you can put Winker in there, but India, Casti, Suarez, those kind of guys. I love a red stack in this one. So give me some Reds, give me some Mahle on this slate. San Diego at the New York Mets. Blake Snell, Jacob deGrom, Bogman. I hope you haven't cheated. Can you guess what the over/under on this game is?
6.
It's 5.5.
Whoa! Wow.
I don't remember the last time I've seen 5.5. I've seen team totals at 5.5. I don't think I've seen a game total, and I think they don't realize Blake Snell's pitching.
Yeah, but he pitched, his last start was against the Mets. 7 innings.
Pitched very well.
0 earned, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. It was his best start of the year. So
are you buying back in?
No. Look, I like Snell, and he did great last time. And I think if he was pitching against not Jacob deGrom, I would probably be in. But if I'm going to pay for one of these two pitchers, just give me the expensive guy. I'll find my cuts and all that stuff somewhere else, and I'll take Jacob deGrom, and I'll take him over Giolito. And I know he's going to be high owned, and I don't care. He's on a different level than every other pitcher in the league right now. It's just
Did you see the thread on Twitter where someone said, well, deGrom must be using sticky stuff, and then like every player that's ever played with him said no. Like they all said there's no, he does not. He's actually one of the clean ones. He's just that good.
Yeah, it's insane. He's just, like I said, he's on a different level than every other pitcher in the league right now. So, if you're going to pay up for a pitcher, he's the guy. Don't deviate. Don't do anything weird or special. Take deGrom.
Any bats for you in this one? Or are you just going to say pitching? And
no way am I taking bats in this game. Absolutely not.
I will say, if you want to ride some of the Mets who are kind of heating up, like a Pete Alonso or a cheap Kevin Pillar.
He did hit 2 bombs the other night.
Yep.
So
if you want to go that route, I'm okay with it. Otherwise, I'm with you. You're not stacking this game as much as I love stacking against Blake Snell. There's other options on this one. Play Jacob deGrom, couple one-offs, walk away. The Seattle Mariners at the Cleveland Indians. Justin Dunn, Aaron Savali over under 9 on this one. Dunn 74 on DK, 7,000 on FanDuel. Savali 84 and 8,000. Justin Dunn coming back from the IL through a good bullpen session this week. I could see him as an SP2. He was pitching phenomenal before his little hiccup. Cleveland offense is up and down. You can take advantage of him if you want. So Dunn I can see as an SP2. Otherwise, I just want bats in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the opposite end. I would rather take Savali as an SP2 if I was going to pick between these guys, even though Dunn was pitching better and he's cheaper. But now that the Mariners have started hitting, I'm not really interested. It's more about bats in this game for me, and it's, finding some cheap options here. You mentioned Bobby Bradley, who's been picking it up. He's cheap, 28 and 25. Harold Ramirez, still very cheap, 33 and 26. Jake Fraley, 25 and 28, actually cheaper on DK than FanDuel. So he's an option. Taylor Trammell, 21 and 25, another DK cheaper guy. So I'm looking for cheap options. And if you want to play Jose Ramirez, of course you could play Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, Mitch Haniger, I believe, hit 2 homers on Thursday. So he's still got a great bet all season. So yeah, you can get a pretty affordable Mariners stack if you want to be a little different. Because Savali, as much as I like him at times, he pitches to a lot of contact some games. So that's my only concern there. So Mariners,
he's definitely one of those guys whose XFIP is much higher than his ERA. It's
at
least a run. I know I was looking at it earlier today. So
the negative regression monster may be coming. So yeah, I think the Mariners could be a cheap contrarian angle if you want. And then the Indians are the Indians. Like some of them, they're just a wild card. They have the talent. It's just which team shows up that day. It's always a crapshoot. Toronto at the Boston Red Sox in this one. We do not have a total on this one, but we do have
a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be very much. Stripling 65 on DK, 6 doesn't matter. Richards doesn't matter. Stack this game.
Yeah, either side. I mean, Stripling only 2 earned runs in his last 3 starts, but come on, man. We're talking about Toronto, and I ain't messing with it. Or we're talking about Boston, who just put how many runs did Boston put up today? 12.
12.
So,
yeah. Who started that game?
Yeah. But Bogarts against Stripling, 2 for 6 with a homer, 2 for 6 for a double for Devers against him, 3 for 5 with 2 doubles for Vlad against Richards. And then it's just Randall Grichuk, who's been hitting, Simeon, Bo, Arroyo. Dude, Arroyo had a pimp bat flip today. That was pretty awesome.
Former Giant.
Hunter Renfroe, 38 and 25 as well. Yeah, I'm stacking bats in this one.
Yeah, both sides of it. Both sides of it. This is a big, big game. Boston's coming in much, much hotter than Toronto right now, but Toronto's got all the weapons in the world as well. So stick with the Boston side if you want, but both are very, very live in this one. Houston at the Minnesota Twins. We don't have a total on this one. Urquidy, 86 on DK, 69 on FanDuel. Shoemaker does not matter because he sucks.
Dude, 13 earned runs in his last 4.
Pitch to contact. I've been saying stack, and now he faces like the hottest offense in all of baseball. So just play the Astros.
Yeah, I mean, Altuve's 10 for 29 against him with 3 homers and a double. 345. Bregman, 3 for 6 with 2 doubles and a bomb. 3 for 6 for Simmons against Urquidy. But Correa, Gurriel, Tucker, whoever you want in the Astros lineup in play. Samesies on the Minnesota side. Donaldson has been good. We saw Nelly Cruz hit a homer tonight as well. So they're just play bats in this game and don't mess with the pitchers. Urquidy's not a terrible option, but I'm just not interested on this slate.
Yeah, the Twins came alive in the ninth off of Chapman. Donaldson and Cruz both went dongo on him, so that was a big one. But Urquidy's come back from the IL and he's looked pretty good in his 2 starts. He had to give up 6 runs his last time out, but that was against Toronto in wonderful Buffalo. But the start prior to that against Boston was pretty strong. If you want to go Boston or Minnesota, you can. Kirilloff left hurt, so that's another bump on their resume. But it's all about Houston for me. I want all the bats in Houston. You mentioned Bregman, you mentioned Altuve. Don't forget, Jordan Alvarez is slowly getting going. You got Tucker. Brantley's back from the IL. So there's actually cheap pieces there as well. Then just the expensive pieces. Get all the Astros you can get. Like it should be chalk for a very good reason because Shoemaker's that bad. Like that bad at baseball. Pittsburgh Pirates, Milwaukee Brewers chased DeYoung against Brandon Woodruff over under 7.5. That's because the Brewers are going to score about 7 runs in this game because DeYoung is garbage. So Woodruff is 10-4 and 11-8, though. I think he's very much in play, even over Giolito in this one.
Yeah, I mean, your second best option on the day behind DeGrom is Woodruff against Pittsburgh. So I'm actually with you. I mean, DeYoung, however you say his name.
He's not the ultimate. That's all that matters. He's not DeLong for the game.
He's the ultimate contrarian play today, I would say, because it's not like Milwaukee's a great offense. So he's not the worst. I would rather go with him over Shoemaker, So I know it's not saying much, but I'd take him over. I'd take him over a decent amount of pitchers on today's slate. I'll say that. So not everybody and not a lot, but a decent amount. But Woodruff is really good here. So it's Woodruff and it's Brewers bats. If you want Avisail Garcia, if you want Omar Narvaez, any of those guys, I'm fine with it. But for me, probably only Woodruff is the only play in this game that I want at all.
I can already picture a Vogelbach happening on Friday night. It's going to be absolutely beautiful in Miller Park. It's not my call for the day, but I could see it coming, and I'm very, very excited about that. So yeah, get some there. Maybe Yelich even comes to life. So I just love targeting DeYoung. He's one of the guys I thought about. Shoemaker's my favorite target on this slate, but DeYoung very, very much involved in that one. The last Saturday stacked the Marlins because they faced him. They went off. He's just not a good pitcher. Part of me wants to play Pittsburgh because they're swinging actually sneaky bats for value, but I can't do it against Woodruff. Not happening. I'll save them for the weekend. We'll save them for the weekend. Shohei Ohtani takes the mound for Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim against the Arizona Diamondbacks against Merrill Kelly. Over under of 9 in this one. Ohtani 81 on DK. They finally almost got it figured out. FanDuel's 95. Kelly 7K and 64. Bogman will be in attendance at this game. How much Shohei Ohtani are you going to play?
I'm going to play a decent amount of Shohei. I mean, look, the Diamondbacks are miserable right now. They've lost 19 straight road games. I know they're coming home for this one. That's why I'm going. But they just fired their hitting coaches. They fired Coles and Hinsky today. Yeah. So, I mean, that scapegoat number 1, you know what I mean? Like Chris Carter taught us, you got to have a fall guy. So apparently those are the first guys out. I thought Darnell Coles is a great coach, but, guys aren't hitting. You're gonna find somebody to fire after 19 straight road losses, and that streak continues. It'll continue after this homestand. So for me, it's Ohtani, and then it's LA bats if you want to play them against Kelly. It's Ward, Walsh, Upton, Fletcher, whoever you want to play. It doesn't really matter. So I don't expect to have a great time at this game watching the Diamondbacks, but I do expect to have a great time watching Ohtani. So
yeah, that's what it's all about. You're there for Ohtani and to hang out with your friends. So it'll be fun. I like Ohtani quite a bit. I've been preaching it nonstop as an SP2 on DK because he's still too cheap. Like he was cheap when he was in the 7Ks. 81's not going to flip the bill. 95 on FanDuel is interesting. If you don't want to pay all the way up, you want to be contrarian, he's interesting there. But SP2 DK, give me the Ohtani, and we'll move on from that one. Kansas City Royals at the Oakland Athletics. Brady Singer versus Cole Irvin. Singer 64 on DK, 71 on FanDuel. Irvin 66 and 67. Irvin coming off a nice outing after a few hiccups prior to that. Singer's just been so hard to figure out. So, I can see arguments for using both as an SP2. I can also see arguments of stacking both sides in this game.
This is your U571
Yes.
gift game right here. It's maybe the depth charge has passed you and you don't blow up. Maybe they land right on your head and your whole submarine blows up. So for me, in that case, it's all about bats. I'm not going to play either one of those pitchers for the potential of blow ups. And it's, the bats came alive for Kansas City late on Thursday night. So Witt, Dozier, Benintendi, Salvi, any of those guys, and the same thing on the Oakland side. Olsen, Murphy, Chapman, Andrus, Lowry, Canna, all have been hitting. So give me some bats in this game and no pitchers.
Yeah, Jorge Solaire even made a sighting on Thursday night.
He did.
He hasn't done that in a while. So, but when a lefty's on the mound, I'm always a fan of the value Dozier with some Merrifield, Salvi, Perez and company. He fouled one off his leg and was gimping around a little bit. So just make sure he's in the lineup tomorrow. Make sure nothing swole up on him or anything. And if you always want a value versus a left-handed pitcher, Hansel Alberto will make the lineup for Kansas City.
I think
he's real cheap.
Does Merrifield have the current games played streak?
It wouldn't surprise me if he did. It really wouldn't, because he seems to be in lineup all the time. But I can't say yes or no.
I'll try to look it up as you're talking here.
Yeah. Last game on the slate here, Texas Rangers, Los Angeles Dodgers, Fultonovich, Clayton Kershaw, over under of 8. Kershaw's 98 on both sides. You can definitely use Kershaw if you please. Bottom line is you're stacking the Dodgers for the late night West Coast hammer against Mike Fultonovich.
Yeah, I mean, don't play faulty. And look, most Kershaw's in play any single game. I'm not going to sit here and tell you don't play Kershaw, but 6 innings pitched in both of his last starts, which is good, but both of them had 5 earnings as well. So, play him at your own risk. I like bats in this game. And like you said, it's the Bellinger bets, Taylor, Pollock 6 for 10 against Fulte in his career with a double and 2 homers, 3 for 5 for Taylor, 3 for 8 for Culberson with a double. So, I mean, if you want to play these bats, and there's some cheap ones on the Texas side as well. IKF is cheap, 34 and 25. With Calhoun is 35 and 25. If you want to play some matchups against Kershaw, but that game, I'm not going to have a lot of interest in it overall.
Yeah, I don't blame you one bit. I don't see much Texas love, but I love the Dodgers in that one against Fultonovich. Belly bombs, bets, Muncie, find some value bats, whichever floats your boat. They're all very, very much in play on this game. So line them up, do whatever you got to do. But going to be a fun slate, Bogman. I'll tell you that much. But you know what else is fun? Giving a rate and review on iTunes for the podcast. Preferably 5 stars because you love us. But constructive criticism is always good. So let us know what you like about the show. Also, if you prefer to watch the show, watch some of my reactions when I kind of giggle, when I say stupid things like DeLong and stuff like that. Like, it's just what we do. So if you want to get all that, check out the LineStar YouTube page and subscribe and give the old thumbs up on that one. We'd appreciate that. But also follow LineStar on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB because they tweet out tons of great content all throughout the day. They update me all the time when a home run's hit, all this cool stuff. But what they also do is they tweet out the home run calls of the day. Bogman, myself, and Ryan Humphreys will each pick a home run for the day. And if you retweet the tweet, 3 lucky fans will be chosen to have a chance to win some free swags if one of our guys goes deep. So Bogman, on Friday, June 11th, who's your home run call of the day?
Give me Tim Anderson against Scooble. I love that track record against him, seeing the ball real well right now. So give me TA.
I like it. I can handle that. I'm going to good old Houston Astros on this one. They're facing Shoemaker. He's given up over 2 home runs per 9 to right-handed bats this year. So I throw the dartboard, and we got Jose Altuve going deep back-to-back games. Altuve stays red hot. Maybe it's a leadoff homer. I don't know. But bottom line, the Astros are hitting a ton of home runs. I could have picked like 4 different guys in that game. We're going Jose Altuve, going deep, off of Shoemaker. You got Timmy Anderson versus Scooble. Humphreys, I predicted it yesterday. So he's going to take either Stanton or Judge. He took Judge. Should have took Stanton. He took Judge. So we'll see who Humphreys takes in this one. But it's going to be a fun slate. A nice 13-game slate. Hopefully 13, maybe 12. Washington, cops our eyes on you. But should be a fun one. Should be a fun weekend. Can't wait to hear Bogman's stories about seeing Ohtani. It's going to be great, Boggs. But going
to be a lot of fun. Good luck, everybody.
A ton of fun. Bogman is on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I'm at BD Intric. We'll be back with you guys on Monday. But for now, good luck.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar app On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to linestarapp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, and Bogman by rating and subscribing. Good luck.